Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. I want to talk about the year 2019, and I'm going to do a couple of videos about this. So this will be the first one, part one. And I want to talk about the universal year vibration. 2019 is actually a 12-3 vibration. If we add the 2, the 1, and the 9, we get a 12. And then if we reduce the 12 down, we get a 3 vibration. And so the year of 2019 is actually a 3 year. 3 is the number of joy, it's the number of communication, it's the number of happiness, it is also the number of sacrifice, and it is the number of manifestation. And so we will see that there is some things will manifest this year. Some things will have to be sacrificed, but for the most part, it's a year of joy. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean that there aren't going to be challenges, of course, but at least there's not as much tension. Last year, we were in an 11 vibration year, and 11 is about tension. It is connected to that oppositional energy is connected to the opposition in astrology, and the opposition is a point of balance, and it's a point of tension where we become aware of something. So 2018 was about awareness. 2019 is about manifestation. But because we're in a 12-3 vibration, we have to take into consideration the energy of the 12. Now, of course, there are 12 zodiac signs, there are 12 disciples. There is 12 is a mystical, magical number, and of course it vibrates down to a 3, which is the number of the Trinity. And so there's great wisdom and great spiritual energy in this vibration. Now, as far as the vibration and the tarot card associated with it, you can see behind me that I have the Hanged Man, and this is the tarot card associated with this vibration. Okay, and let's talk a little bit about this, and I'll put this one up here so you have a little bit, maybe I'll put it over here. Yeah, so you can see both of them. That's from the Rider-Waite deck, and of course this is from the Connolly deck. But you can see that we have somebody hanging upside down from a tree with his hands tied behind his back. So like, as much as this, I said these positive things about the 3, we have a guy hanging in a tree upside down with his hand behind his back. So there's got to be some symbolism there. Okay, if you were to turn this over, you can see that his leg is in the sign of a 4. Okay, 4 is manifested reality. Okay, 4 is the number of manifestation, sort of physical structure. And so manifestation is sort of turned on its head. And so this requires us to look at things from a very different perspective. We can see that this gentleman has a halo around his head. We can see it in this picture here. This halo is indicative of being connected to the stream of cosmic consciousness. And so in 2019, we will be required to connect to cosmic consciousness. This is the card of reversals. And so we will see a lot of reversals in 2019. What does that mean? I'm not exactly sure. But we will see them. This card is about surrender. This card, when you get it in a reading, you could feel like you have your hands tied behind your back and there's not much you can do but observe what's happening around you. And there is that energy in this year. And so it's going to take a lot of faith. This card is also associated with the Serenity Prayer. And so it's really about giving you the strength to do what you need to do, to change the things you can, to accept the things you can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so there's going to be a lot of faith that we're going to have. There's going to have to be a lot of surrender to spirit at this time. This particular card is associated with with the planet Neptune. Neptune is cosmic consciousness. It's boundarylessness. It is the dissolution of boundaries, and it is our connection to source. Neptune is making 3 sextiles to Saturn this year. Neptune and Saturn are in something called a synodic cycle. Synodic cycle is just the relationship between two planets and how they move together through the heavens. Now, one planet is always going to move faster than the other. And so synodic cycles are measured from the conjunction to the conjunction. Now, the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune occurred in 1989, and it occurred at 11 degrees of Capricorn and 12 degrees of Capricorn. And so if we remember, for those of us who were alive back in 1989, that was the year that the wall went down. The wall came down, right? It's interesting that we start 2019 with this idea of trying to build a wall. But walls don't work. Walls are obsolete. They were obsolete in ancient China. They're just obsolete. They don't work. We don't live in that kind of world anymore, right? But it's sort of, that's a little bit of a throwback. But what is significant about the aspect between Neptune and Saturn? Now, Saturn is structure. Neptune is the dissolution of structure. This sextile is a 300-degree sextile, and it has the energy of progressive change. It has the energy of making changes, moving in a more progressive and humanitarian direction, planning the future for that, okay? Or if you choose, you can do nothing, which I wouldn't suggest. Or you can stay stuck, which we can see in some places, and some people on the planet right now are staying stuck in this old idea that perhaps walls work, okay? Just as an example. So we have this energy. There are also 3 other synodic cycles that are wrapping up in 2019. So their conjunctions will occur in 2020. The conjunction of this synodic cycle between Saturn and Neptune, actually, the next conjunction occurs in 2026 at 1 degree of Aries. So that's pretty important. Let's talk about the other planetary cycles that are wrapping up. We have Jupiter and Saturn wrapping up. Jupiter and Saturn will be making a conjunction at the end of 2020 at 1 degree of Aquarius, okay, the Aquarian age. Saturn and Jupiter have to do with society and the struggle and just how society functions. Saturn and Pluto will be making a conjunction in January of 2020. And Saturn is structure and Pluto is power. And so the power structures are shifting and changing. That conjunction is occurring in 2020 in January. And then we also have Jupiter and Pluto coming back together for 3 conjunctions in 2020. So the reason I'm bringing up 2020 is because 2019, all that energy, Saturn, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and Jupiter, Pluto, are all finishing cycles. And so it's all about breakdown of the things that those planets symbolize. Saturn symbolizes the structure of things. Jupiter signifies what we believe to be true. Pluto signifies power, okay, and transformation. And so we are changing and transforming and letting go. It's all about letting go. And that's what this card's about. This card is about observing the process of letting go and having faith that when we get to the other side of that, that it's going to be better, or that it's going to be, I want to say better is true, but different. This card is Neptune is connected to Pisces, which is a water sign, okay? And we have Neptune in Pisces still. And so we could see some very Neptunian things happen, things with the ocean, flooding, things like that. We can expect, of course, that to continue. That's been going on anyway. But what did I want to say? The north node of the moon has moved into Cancer. And so Cancer is a water sign. So we're going to be feeling our feelings this year. And while we're feeling our feelings and getting in touch with that, Cancer also deals with women and children. So women and children are going to be very important at this time. The base number 3 actually is in the tarot is connected to the Empress card. Let me pull her up. And I'll put them together because that's significant as well. So to a certain extent, this 2019 is another year of the woman. And I know there are some people who are terrified of that. Am I enjoying myself too much? Sorry. Okay, so here we have the 12-3, and here we have the 3 vibration. Okay? And so we're going to be feeling our feelings this year and letting go. The North Node is about where we're moving towards, Cancer. Feeling our feelings, women, children, nurturance, security, emotional security, taking care of one another, taking care of the family, taking care of the children. 2 children have died in these camps down at the border. This is ridiculous, okay? And as that happens, the South Node in Capricorn is going to be letting go of structures, societal structures, societal conditionings, actual governmental structures that no longer serve our evolution. And women are going to take the lead this year. Women are going to take the lead. Okay. So I think that's where I want to stop. I'm going to do a couple more because I want to talk about where it sits on the tree of life. And then perhaps I'll talk about the eclipses as well because those are important. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for all your subscriptions. Thank you so much for all your comments. I really appreciate them. I really enjoy doing this for you. And it certainly helps me feel better when I can share what I know and I think that I'm helping other people. So, we're all here for each other. Don't forget this. We're all in this together. And we need the support of one another. And we'll get the support of one another. And I really look forward to another great year, getting to know you, sharing what I know, and hopefully collectively making the world a better place. Kinder, sweeter, gentler, and perhaps more feminine. Have a great day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.